Hi everyone, it's Friday, the sun is shining and Celtic can effectively win the league tomorrow, so cheer up. Right, now you're all cheered up, we can tick that one off and move on to tomorrow's match. Just like last week, victory will effectively cinch the league title for Celtic. Just like last week, we're playing against a team that we don't have a great deal of time for as Celtic fans. And just like last week, Celtic Park will be packed and ready to go, rocking for what is a big game. Tomorrow lunchtime, Celtic can move 9 points clear at the top of the Premiership. Given that our nearest rivals can only get a maximum of 9 points for the rest of the season and they're 19 goals behind us in goal difference, we could start celebrating Ange's title. It's going to be a tough game though. Hearts are the team standing in our way. We've played them 4 times this season. We've won the last 3, although they've all been by a single goal. All pretty tight matches. It's going to be a tough game, but this is a situation and a scenario that you would have signed up for happily at the start of the season. We will come back to this game in a wee minute though. I just want to start this video by chatting a little bit about something that emerged yesterday. Celtic's pre-season plans now. I know we're all loving this at the moment. The sad thing is that in 8 days time, Celtic season will be over. We won't have anything else Celtic wise until the start of July, and yeah, I'm starting to come to terms with that. Don't worry, we'll find a way to fill the void with plenty of imaginative video titles on the channel, so don't worry about that, but it is going to be a bit difficult. Celtic did yesterday announce what their plans are for pre-season. We're going back to Austria, the country of Wiener Schnitzel, classical music and Red Bull. Yeah, let's wipe off that last one. Anyway, we last went to Austria in the summer of 2019 when our manager was, of course, Neil Lennon. We played 2 teams there. I will give you £1 million each if you can name either of those 2 teams without Googling it. Doubt it. SC Pinkefeld was one and Wiener SC was the other. The club say that Celtic will travel to Austria for a 10-day camp in the first week of July. They will play a number of matches while over there with details to be announced shortly. Our first friendly of this season was on July the 7th. That was 13 days before our first competitive outing under Ange against FC Midtjylland. If we do indeed win the Premiership this season, our first competitive match of next season won't be a European qualifier because the Scottish champions no longer play European qualifiers. It will be our first match of the next Premiership season on July the 30th or July the 31st. So it's likely that our pre-season this coming summer will be the best part of 2 weeks longer than usual. So we're looking at 10 days in Austria, a couple of games here and there, and then 2 Celtic Park friendlies. One against Blackburn Rovers on Saturday, July the 16th at 12:30, and one against Norwich City the following Saturday at 3 p.m. Potential returns to Celtic Park then for Tony Mowbray and Teemu Pukki, although both of those guys I think have uncertain futures at their current clubs. Both matches will be included on the new season ticket as well. So assuming we win the league, this is what our summer will look like with some key dates for you. Transfer window opening on June the 9th. The Premiership fixtures are out 8 days after that. Then we've got Celtic's pre-season plans with the trip to Austria, the Blackburn friendly, the Norwich friendly. We've then got the Premiership season starting a week after the Norwich friendly. I don't know if we'll try and squeeze any more pre-season games in there in midweek. We then have the Champions League group stage draw, assuming that we win the league and are in it, on August the 25th. Then August the 30th or 31st, the Premier Sports Cup last 16, where we enter the competition at the same time. The transfer window will be slamming shut, and on September the 6th and 7th, the Champions League group stage begins, and Celtic again will be part of that if we can get the job done here. So that's what's on the horizon for Celtic over the next few months. And as I say, we'll be with you the whole way, or most of the way, apart from that week I'm taking off for a wee summer holiday, but we'll come to that in due course. Now on to more immediate matters. Tomorrow's game against Hearts. Ange says victory tomorrow would get us a step closer, but that he just wants to keep going until it's sorted, until the title is hopefully done. I just love how even at this stage when everyone knows that Celtic are going to win the league, they've conceded it, we're all probably already celebrating or close to it, and Ange is still just playing it down, and I love that. He's not letting the players rest on their laurels, to quote someone else famously, and he just wants Celtic to keep firing forward and really end this season in real style. Win tomorrow and it's done, and I'd be really interested to see what the reaction is like from Ange and the players, given that in all likelihood when we do win it, it won't be at Celtic Park. Will there be a real party tomorrow? I'm not expecting t-shirts or anything like that, certainly not from the players, but will we get real celebrations, or will it just be a case of right, the usual, let's go to Wednesday now at Tannadice? Interesting to ponder, but it just gets me really excited for the game tomorrow, which, as I say, I keep repeating, is effectively a title clincher for Celtic. Ange was celebrating today, however. He's been named the Premiership Manager of the Month for April. That's the 4th time this year he's won the award. 5 overall for this season. 4 bottles of Glen's vodka, which sounds like a pretty good weekend. And just great stuff for Ange. Again, he got everyone involved in the photo. Still, phone hasn't gone off for one of these awards, so I must be at some stage next season. That joke's getting so old now, but I'm going to keep doing it while Ange keeps winning Manager of the Month awards. He also met media earlier today ahead of the Hearts game. He's been doing a lot in media. He had like an interview with Sky Sports. I think he's also been doing stuff with, BN Sports in Australia, possibly. I think they're going big on their coverage of the game tomorrow. I saw they had an interview with Joe Hart, albeit a brief one. They've spoken to Ange as well. And on top of all of that, he had his normal press conference as well. The questions weren't great. The vast majority of them were on the Champions League next year. What would it mean to manage at that level? Money-wise, will it allow you to do anything else? What will it mean to win the league? All of that kind of stuff that we've been asking of him probably for the last wee while. He was asked about the Champions League windfall, the guts of 40 million, if not more, that will be coming the club's way if we do get over the line and win the league, and what he could do with that for Celtic. His response was, "My belief has always been that you have a plan and you try to stick to it irrespective of what comes your way." Ange was also asked in the same kind of question about Cameron Carter-Vickers and Jota. The latest is that nothing's really changed. We're in discussions with them. It's never a simple process. Our intent is to try and keep them at our football club. I'm hopeful we'll get to the point where all parties agree. No questions on injuries and team news. I was wanting to know about Josip Juranovic, what the state of play was with him. I assume then that we're looking at the same squad as we had for the game last week. My predicted 11 is, I think, the same team that started the game against Rangers. Actually, I need to double check that. Joe Hart in goals, Anthony Ralston at right back with Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carl Starfelt in the middle, Greg Taylor at left back, Callum McGregor, Rayo Hatate and Matt O'Reilly in the midfield, with Jota on the right, Maida on the left and Kyogo through the middle. Yeah, we spoke about this with Scott and David earlier in the week. You could probably put in a claim for Giakoumakis to start the match. Probably Tom Rogic coming back into the team. This is more, what I think Ange will do. I would be very tempted, as I said earlier in the week, to take Hatate out for this one and put O'Reilly in next to Rogic, or even maybe David Turnbull. But I think he'll persist with Hatate because he has until this stage, and hopefully Hatate can score another belter against Hearts. In terms of that up top, again, Giakoumakis, Kyogo, I'm not going to moan either way. I just think Ange will go with Kyogo. I think he absolutely loves Kyogo. And I think, if Kyogo plays, you really wouldn't back against him scoring against Hearts. He's already scored, I think, a couple against Hearts at Celtic Park this season. So looking forward to seeing that. No complaints with that team, if that is what we see. Another big game for us all tomorrow. Wee bit of nerves for whatever reason, but I think in general, should be a party atmosphere tomorrow. If we get an early goal or two, the atmosphere will be incredible. Now, obviously, it's been quite disheartening as Celtic fans to see Rangers doing well in Europe and making it to the Europa League final. I'm not going to shy away from that at all, and lots of Celtic fans are unhappy. I get it, especially when you look at our recent record in Europe. I think that's something we have to look to solve in future years, and Ange and these players will obviously be part of that. But I think it's an issue for future years, well, next season onwards. And I think for now, we just have to very much live in the moment and realise what these players have done this season. The unthinkable, no matter what anyone else says, to overturn that huge points deficit last season, given all the players we lost in the summer, given that we hired a new manager that was meant to be sacked by October. It's unthinkable what these players have done. And tomorrow, again, we have a huge opportunity to go to Celtic Park and back them to the hilt and have a hell of a good time. And yeah, we're 2 games away from winning the league, 4 points from our next 2 matches, and we will officially be champions. So there's no time to feel sorry for ourselves or disheartened. Just get to Celtic Park tomorrow if you're going. If you're watching around the world, watch it with a big smile on your face and realise what these players have done so far this season to get us into the place we are right now. I don't know about you, but I would certainly much prefer this scenario we've got, as bleak as it is, the prospect of them winning a European trophy. I'd much rather have that than them winning the league and us be languishing in second this season. So let's take the good from the situation, and there's going to be so much good at Celtic Park tomorrow. As I say, get to the game, enjoy yourself. If you're watching it around the world, enjoy yourself too. We'll have a reaction for you after the match when hopefully Celtic will have basically 2 hands, 9 fingers on the trophy, and the wee engraver can start engraving our name. We'll speak to you then.